the psychology of addiction and how to overcome it. Now, addiction is not uncommon in society. It is very, very common. An addiction, the way I define it, is something that you have to do that you can't live without, and it doesn't serve you. Now, if it doesn't serve you, that then becomes a problematic addiction that you have to address. Now, I've studied this over the 2,100 people that I've seen one-on-one, and having trained 1,800 people around the world in life coaching, and now the events we run as neurotransformation therapy events where we train the best life coaches in the world, I really help them to see this as well about where this addiction comes from. Usually what happens is the person in their past, they have had some significant traumatic experience where in that moment their needs were not met. Now, it could be a need of not feeling seen, heard, validated, significant, loved, or appreciated. If that happens, then that can cause someone to feel this, create a negative emotion, like it creates a hole, I'll call it, in the nervous system. And because it has not been filled up when the person needed it at that time. That hole creates, like it's a well. And now it needs to be filled up because it has an emotional need that was not met at the time, and it's created a hole, which is a well, and now it needs to be filled up. So the way that most people will fill that up is by an addiction. There is something that has happened in their past they're trying to escape from, right? And they are not allowing themselves to feel the emotion of what they went through. So I know a guy where he was in a soccer team, and he played really well in the game, and he won and he scored, and he got back into the car, and the dad never congratulated him. So from that, he created this belief that, you know, I'm not significant, and he felt insignificant then. And from the back of that, he created an addiction. So you'll be surprised how common that is. The other reason is addiction. There's something that you are avoiding or you are denying in yourself. You have something you're not addressing. Underlying it, there is some fear that you are not facing. And if you're not honest about the fear, the way we also deal with fear is by addiction as well. Now, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be food, right? But there is from something that we're going on in our life that we are fearful about, or something that, an emotional traumatic event that has happened. Because of that, and because of not feeling the emotion and healing it and processing it, that's what leads us to do an addictive behavior, right? In order to avoid that emotion, right? All behavior is the result of the state that we are in. Your brain is making decisions based in emotion. And I know myself, I used to be addicted. I used to have to always drink all the time. It was something that I had to do. And if I didn't, then I would feel very lost, right? And now what I've learned is that addiction was, at the time, it was covering a fear for me, because I actually feared that I didn't have the confidence or the worthiness to be in social situations without that. And that's why I did that behavior. And I still drink from time to time now, but it's not something that I'm addicted to or I have to have in order to be happy or be in a social situation. I have choice over it now. And that's really when you know you've healed from the addiction, is that you have the power of choice. And a lot of people get stuck in addiction because they keep reaffirming the same identity that has kept them there. And that's why I'm not a big believer always of these Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, because, or other meetings where they keep reaffirming the same identity that is producing the behavior. So if I say, oh, I'm Luke, I'm an alcoholic, I'm essentially telling myself an identity that is going to produce unwanted behaviors for me. So you need to change your identity to something empowering, like I am a non-drinker or a non-smoker, or I am a person I'm a powerful person who has choice over their behavior. And you need a new identity to change your behaviors. I hope that's helped you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe, share it, and I'd love to see you in the next video.